Hi, sanibonani guys. This is still Ulungisile uMadlamini wakabesane. And ngibuyile guys just to interact with you bese nginikhumbule inkinga zami iningi guys ngisashawa technology. I had umsebenzi that I had prepared for you around the show ukungenwa and I'm still struggling to upload it because of the file size. I still have issues, but I have it saved and ngizofaka as soon as I figure out or I find my way. So the quality here might not be the quality that you guys will appreciate, especially because I'm taking this recording through a cell phone. But here I am. I feel like we need like an interaction, and I need to come here and ngikhulume nani guys. So you guys, today into engithanda ukuthi siyibheke. I've seen it's not in a show basically lento engiyibonile, but I've seen a lot kukhulunywa ngesintu in relation with umuntu wesifazane and ukuba clean komuntu wesifazane and how pure is umuntu wesifazane during their periods. And it made me think. It made me think a lot, and it made me want ukuthi ngithole kahle kahle ukuthi why, when, and how. So those are the very important questions. Engicabanga ukuthi if we think of culture, as much as esikhathini esiningi we need to think of culture in its in the most literal way that we can find, or the way esitshelwa ngakhona, and culture taught us not to ask questions, but sometimes we definitely do need to ask questions, and then we need to definitely come to a point where we now ban certain things, and then we need to differentiate between a culture and ama traditions or ama customs, because lezo zinto lezo zingahluka. Kunemikhuba ke ethize egcine isingena as usiko, egcine isingena as amasiko, or egcine isingena as a culture yethu. I often find men, especially abantu besilisa, they would come up with these I don't want to say theories, but with these beliefs yokuthi if umuntu wesifazane they are on their periods, they are not clean enough. Okay, I always have a problem. I always had a problem with that. I still am having a problem with it. And because of the problem that I had in ngalezo statement, I then decided to take it upon myself to go and dig even deeper to find out if this is culture. How did this culture come about? And why? What was the reasons behind the custom or the tradition or the culture? And then upon investigating or upon finding out, because I honestly feel ama periods, they are the most holiest period in empilweni yomuntu wesifazane, because that's when kahle kahle uNkulunkulu eveza ubuNkulunkulu bakhe kumuntu wesifazane. Because honestly ukuthi kwenzeke the isimo lesisuke senzeka ukuthi uyithola uklineka but awulimele ndawo, sometimes akukho la kubhlungu khona, as much as we understand the science behind it, kodwa it shows amandla kaNkulunkulu ukuthi uNkulunkulu kahle kahle is capable of ukwenza noma yini kumuntu. And ucabanga ukuthi umuntu wesifazane every year, every month get a chance yokuthi a-ovulate, where a chance yokuthi usangakwazi ukuthwala umuntu. For me, that is amazing. Umsebenzi kaNkulunkulu lo, who is amazing, and I feel ukuthi if it happens, and it's something that we need to be proud of about instead of us being ashamed. So ingiphathe kabi ke lento, especially because I also have a husband. I cook for my husband. I cook for them. And he doesn't have boundaries now, because it's that time of the month I shouldn't be cooking for them. And I've had things like, hey, if udla ukudla uyangcola, or if uyakwashela uyangcola, if uya-ayina uyangcola. Like, there's a lot of things that they have been said. But also I had to think back, because I know ukuthi umuntu wesifazane mayeshada, especially if uzoshada wenza umshado wesintu, kujwayelekile ukuthi umuntu wesifazane will then athuke, umzimba wakhe uthuke because of ukuba overwhelmed ngayo yonke situation, and then they will just eventually get into ama-periods wabo. Then ngiyibuza ukuthi if this was the culture then, so kwakwenzakalani? Because angikaze ngizwe kuthiwa khona umshado ohlehliswayo where because umuntu wesifazane ngeke akwazi ukuyothelwa ngenyongo because they are not clean enough ngoba bakuma-periods. I've never heard it. So I was like, I don't believe this. But yeah. So ngaphandle nje ukuthi ngenze this video ibe longer than what it's supposed to, I then did research yami. I found out kuqala ukuthi umuntu wesifazane ezamaZulu umuntu esimhloniphayo kakhulu. Isithunzi somuntu wesifazane ezamaZulu into besihlezi siyi-protector at all times. Because of this, before bengekho ama-sanitary towels, bekungekho ney'ndwangu-ke, because I know ukuthi after the introduction of fabric, abantu they use them instead of sanitary towels because bengekho abekhona as isikhathi siqhubeka as impilo developer, then we then had ama-sanitary towels. But again, and enye into engenzeka ukuthi ngiyibuze yona ukuthi okay, if kuwukuthi kwakuthiwa umuntu wesifazane akekho clean, yes, they were correct. Umuntu wesifazane during their period they were not clean because babengenayo izinto zokuthi bayigcine be-hygienically clean at the time, so they had to be kept in isolation to protect their dignity. Is that still relevant in 2022? No. Because now, abantu besifazane, they have tampons, they have everything to protect themselves or to protect their dignity. Because I can understand how demeaning it can be if usuyingcolisile ngandlela thizeni. I remember when I was in primary school, certain kids bekuzokwenzeka kubona, and even in mood, kuthina sonke as girls in the class would change because it was like something undignifying somehow, if that happens. So I can understand the logic behind this custom back then. And honestly, ubuzoma kanjani ekitchen noma emlilweni upheke on that condition. Obviously, you had to be protected. So in order for abantu abadala to protect you without saying wena ungcolile ngenxa yokuthi phela awunawo ama-sanitary towels because ayengekho vele in the picture, they will then say you will need to ukuthi uyohlala endlini ethizeni noma uyohlala exhibeni, and then kulelo xhiba then sizokwakhela a safe space la uzohlala khona wedwa, uzolethelwa ukudla by only women. Not to say if you interact with men uzobangcolisa, no, but we're saying if you interact, if amadoda bayakubona or abantu besilisa bayakubona in this condition, then isithunzi sakho sizokwehla, of which into enhle. But now because I recently watched a video of a guy on YouTube or of Obaba on YouTube saying abantu besilisa they shouldn't even be eating in hotels, bangadle ema-restaurant and because bazodla into engcolile. But ngase ngayibuza ukuthi okay, if that's the case ke, I don't want to argue amabhilisi abantu, but if that's the case, even if uthenga uflour was made by abantu aba a mix of women and men, and uflour asiwasha kukho la siwasha khona, you buy flour and you prepare it as it is. If somebody that was packing that flowers on their periods, then that means low flour loyo ungcolile, or leyo mpuphu leyo ingcolile, or lowo shukela loyo ungcolile. So these are the things ezingenzenga ngabuka ukuthi okay, here I think kune miscommunication or kune misunderstanding yalo mkhuba, because akusilona usiko. Akusilona usiko, umkhuba owawenziwa to protect isithunzi somuntu wesifazane, of which ngo-2022 lowo mkhuba usuphenduke waba yinto esetshenziswayo ukuhlekisa noma ukubonisa isimo somuntu wesifazane esidalwe uNkulunkulu-ke for that matter as isimo esibi esingcolile, because kuthiwa umuntu wesifazane usuke ehlambuluka. Uhlambuluka from what? Yini lo hlambuluka kuyona? Okay, let's look at the scientific part of it. Yiphi le part le ewuhlambuluka around that time, because basically you've ovulated wadevelopa ama-walls ukuthi uzokwazi ukuthi uvikele umntwana if kuyenzeka ukuthi uyabamba during that period, and then now awubambanga, then seseyidlulile i-period ye-ovulation, then that wall sekusafanele idilike ihambe. Is that what they mean by saying umuntu uyahlanzeka? So if that's the case, then yini emngcolisayo pho, yini amenza angcole during that period? So that's the part I don't understand, you guys. But ngingathanda, especially if unale belief yokuthi usuke ungcolile ngaleso sikhathi, or if kukhona naleyo belief, angichazele like in depth ukuthi yiphi part ewukungcola, yiphi into ezokwenza ukuthi, because I've heard men saying they cannot afford to have a second wife, but because they believe in this custom and abafuna ukuphupha bona, or they don't want to share a bed, or abafuna ukwenzelwa izinto by umuntu wesifazane in that period, and then now they will have to find a substitute and bayithole bephoqelekile ukuba kuleso simo. And for me, I would think if that's the case, then we just need to understand this custom even a little bit better and a little bit deeper. So, and another thing engifuna sithinte kuyona futhi, because I find a lot of our beautiful customs being misinterpreted with culture. And when we misinterpret these things with culture, they often work against ubuhle beculture yethu. They often sound like manje iculture yethu is oppressing abantu abathize, of which I don't think it's a fair view, or it's a fair assumption, or it's a fair presentation of our culture. So another thing that I just need to quickly touch on is the fact that also there's a number of people, especially in the Zulu culture, who believes in a custom yokuthi umuntu wesilisa or akumelanga abe endaweni eyodwa nengane engakayiwisi inkaba, or usana olungakawuqedi u3 months. And they misinterpret that with culture. And as far as I understand, that is not culture. Akusiyona le iculture yamaZulu. Iculture yamaZulu ayikaze yathi abantu besilisa akumelanga babe khona in support of their wives. That's what I believe, and that's what I found out. Because isizwe samaZulu, at some point, amaZulu aye busy kakhulu with wars. So from the age of 12, when a boy child became a man, or when after umfana ezibula, then they were transitioning into men, then they will go to ibutho lokuqala, then bazobutha, then they will go bayoba iphathi yebutho, where they will undergo training. Kahle kahle ofana nokuthi uyahamba uya kwi-training yamasosha, because uyofundiswa ukulwa, because amaZulu they believed ukuthi wealth yawo ngaleso sikhathi ayizoyithola ngokuthi ashaya amanye ama-nations, and then awathathe awagwinya and become Zulu. So ukulwa for amaZulu was the core thing. And amaZulu ayikholelwa ukuthi uma ngabe-ke uyisocially empini, kumele udle intelezi, kumele udle umuthi, kumele ube strong, especially intelezi yayisetshenziswa kakhulu. But ngenxa yokuthi intelezi kwenza ube nesithunzi, and ngesikhathi u-adoptha le ntelezi kunemoya that comes with it as well, because angikholwa ukuthi kwakhiwa nje intelezi ehlathini injengoba injalo. Kwakunemoya eminye nama-spiritual but there was a spiritual side of it where you would adopt ama-spirit athize. Ngesikhathi kwakhiwa lo muthi kwakuzofakwa izinto ey'thize ezizokwenza ube nesithunzi, ezizokwenza ube nolaka, ezizokwenza ube namandla, kuyofakwa amafutha ebhubesi, or whatever the case that eyayifakwa ngaleso sikhathi. As much as angiyona-expect kule zinto zokwakhiwa kwemithi, but I understand ukuthi kunezinto ezazifakwa ezazingenza ukuthi kube nobungozi kumntwana noma kusana olusaluncane olusanokhakhaya oluthambile. Because abantu abadala, they were very wise people, they then decided ukuthi baqhamuke ne-custom yokuthi umama mangabe eqeda ukuthola umntwana uyahlala kwi-isolation nomntwana wakhe until umntwana wakhe azafike kwi-age of 3 months. And then again, it aligns with the custom yokuthi umuntu wesifazane mekuma-periods bekumele ahlale endlini yeqhiba until they done, because siyazi ukuthi after ukuthola umntwana, then you go through that period you go through i-process yama-period for like a month. So obviously that was aligned ukuthi ngalesikhathi fanele simvikele vele akumelanga kube khona umuntu esizombona kulesi simo. But again ingane ngenxa yokuthi le ngane asifuni phela ukuthi ingane ikhazwe ile mithi noma ikhazwe ilezi zinto lezi kababa wayo noma kamalume noma abane abazidlayo ngenxa yokuthi bakule training yempi. Then kufanele siyivikele ke lezi ingane singazi zingabonwa umuntu wesilisa until zihlanganise u3 months noma until a certain period ngoba mhlawumbe ngazo isikhathi inyanga zazingekho babekwazi ukubona noma kwaqala ngokuthi inkabi siwile ukhakhayi seliqinile alisanyakazi noma ngabe kuphi. So ngiyathanda ukuthi sizibuke lezi zinto so that and ngiyathanda ukuthi siyikhulume so that sizokwazi ukuthi sithole a deeper meaning about it. Ngingathanda one day ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sibhale incwadi ezokhuluma with amasiko ohlukanisa amasiko esiZulu nemikhuba yesiZulu emihle eyayenzelwa ukuvikela abantwana kanye nabantu besifazane because sihlala ezweni where there's a lot of abuse kakhulu ngoba abantu besifazane abasahlonishwa because amasiko amahle aphenduliwe noma khona amisinterpretiwe asesetshenziswa as indlela yokuthi amadoda nje asazoba yimpongo ezekufanele singasondelani nabantu besifazane ngoba abantu besifazane bangcolile, abantu besifazane bazobenza baphuphe, there is no way ukuthi uma wakho mengakuphekela ukudla esendaweni yakhe uzokuphuphisa wena but wena uhlala esibelethweni sakhe yonke lento ayikhiphayo bekuyona ekuvikelile wena. Then when you become a man useyangcola akuyenzi ingqondo and akukhombisi ukumhlonipha umuntu wesifazane nokuhlonipha isimo somuntu wesifazane okuyimvelo umuntu wesifazane angeke akwazi ukuthi ayishintshe. So ngithe nje angithathe le video lena ngikhulume nje ngalezo zinto but nama-shows-ke ngisazothinta njengoba ngisho ukuthi ukhona umsebenzi wami obowukhuluma ngokungenwa nosiko lokungenwa and my thoughts around it and my knowledge around it. I wanted to share it with you guys. As I'm saying ukuthi ngisazozama ukuthola ukuthi ngithi ukupholisha laphayana kuma-IT skills zami and if ukuthi you can volunteer to teach me guys please. Mina I only use i-software esikhona, I log in, I do whatever I have to do and then I'm out. In terms of IT nje angazi lutho, uploading everything ngisadinga nje like a really crash course. So ngingalijabulela usizo lwenu but ke ngiyacela guys if ukuthi awukaka subscribe ngiyacela ukuthi usubscribe ku-channel yami. This is the only way i-channel yami ezokhula ngakhona and if you really like my content ngiyathanda ukuthi usubscribe and uphinde upress i-notification bell ukuze mangabe sengiwufakile omunye umsebenzi noma sekukhona okunye ngifisa sixoxe ngawo ngakufaka lana uzokwazi ukuthi uthole i-notification. And ngiyacela ukuthi uyilike le video if ukuthi uyayilike but ngiyathanda kakhulu ukuthola i-feedback nokuthola because the main purpose yale video is for us to engage. So ngiyathanda si-engage, ngiyathanda ningiphikise, ngiyathanda siphikisane in a very respectful manner, ngiyathanda ukuthi uqhamuke ne-view yakho and if awusiyena umZulu and if you are Sotho or you are Xhosa and then there are customs that are similar to this one that you would like us to look into as well or that you would like to share, please do share in this video and sikwazi ukuthi sibe ne-discussion. Ngiyanthanda kakhulu guys. I just took 18 minutes off isikhathi sami emsebenzini and I decided to just take this video guys and then just interact with you. And ngiyanthanda kakhulu ke ngiyacela ukuthi nisubscribe, nicommente, ningisize nje ukuthi ngikhulise i-channel yethu and I promise to dig deeper, learn more and come here and discuss these issues. And I would love us main purpose noma into engifisa ukuthi achieve at the end of the day ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi masichazela our younger generations or sichazela abantwana bethu about why certain things are done singabi labo mama bathi no nami ngakhula kwenziwa. I think we need to run away or move away from the ngakhula kwenziwa kind of talk now when it comes to culture. Then we need to know the whys and the hows and the whos and then also sibone ukuthi leyo mkhuba leyo especially imkhuba has to evolve. Because we always say culture has to evolve. Culture does not evolve. And when you look at culture, there are very few things as cultural requirements. Emasikweni amaZulu zimbalwa kabi izinto. And in most yazo lezi zinto eziyi-culture izinto ezimayelana nokuzaleka, nokukhuliswa, nokushada komuntu. nokungcwatshwa komuntu. Izona zinto ezamasiko lezo amaZulu. But okunye nokunye yonke le kokunye kuba yimkhutshana edevelopwayo emazulwini noma edevelopwayo ilezo indawo lezo noma ilabo bantu abadala abasuke benobuhlakani ngenxa yezizathu ezithize. So that can evolve because ama-circumstances ayashintsha as izikhathi zihamba, and then now let's not take that bese siyathatha sikuphendule usiko because sikuphendule amasiko noma sikuphendule iculture ngoba sikuphendule amasiko then kugcina kungasavezi isithombe esihle ngeculture yethu. Ngiyabonga kakhulu ke guys, till we meet again. Ciao ciao, nginithanda kakhulu.